Those are big states at stake. Joining us tonight, Chris Faricy, a political science professor at the Maxwell School at Syracuse University, and thanks for joining us. And
my pleasure.
First, what's your big picture view? This has been a year like no other, hasn't it?
It has been, and tonight's an historic night. We're going to see the first woman ever gain the nomination of a major party in the United States. So while Donald Trump has dominated a lot of the news, tonight the glass ceiling gets broken.
What do you make of this election cycle? I mean, this year has been anything but typical.
It has been very unusual. There's a lot of unrest. There's some anger about the economy and immigration and some international trade policy, so that's all kind of coming to a fore in this primary season.
As you mentioned, former Secretary Clinton breaking through that glass ceiling, but not in a way that's becoming endearing to the whole country, that she's not really being embraced. You're not hearing a lot of talk about here she is as a pioneer because these negatives are so high on that side of the poll. How do you explain that when such a big moment has arrived?
Well, no one expected the Bernie Sanders campaign to have this much traction. I mean, here it is, you know, we're in the last day of the primary and Bernie Sanders might win the large liberal state of California on the night that Hillary Clinton locks up the Democratic nomination. So the fact that the country's polarized and so many young liberals have been attracted to Bernie Sanders have taken some of the steam out of the Clinton nomination tonight.
You know, for a lot of people, you say the word Hillary Clinton and many people say, I would never vote for her. Then you mention Donald Trump and they say, I'll never vote for him. What happens come November at the polls if people do not like either candidate?
Well, I think you could have a lot of people stay home, or you could have some people who show up and they vote, but they'll skip the presidential line and go right down to the congressional seats.
Do you think that type of indifference hurts a candidate like a John Katko, or if say Colleen Deacon locally it becomes the Democratic choice here, how do those congressional races play out and get lifted or harmed by the presidential race?
It could. I mean, there's definitely projections that'll have down ballot implications. Already there are projections that the Republicans might lose the Senate and possibly lose the House, which was considered to be not possible as recently as 2 months ago.
Let's talk about some of the violence that we've seen, because there have been a number of instances at many rallies over the last months or so that there has been a tremendous amount of violence at these rallies. What do you make of all that?
Well, unfortunately, I think that the presumptive nominee, Donald Trump, has instigated some of this with his rhetoric. And in return, for people who are upset about racism in this country or Islamophobia, they now have a place being Donald Trump rallies to make their anger felt.
But they've also been at Bernie Sanders rallies we've seen recently as well. I mean, there's been a lot of, on both sides, really.
There has been. You know, people are, as I said, polarized with this election season, and the kind of consternation we've seen from both sides have gotten people lathered up.
A big moment in politics tonight, and more to come this summer, the conventions and then the general election. Professor Chris Faricy, Maxwell School, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate the insight. Here's what's happening across New York State right now.